Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. While I'm out here watering the garden, I thought I would just film a really impromptu video showing what is left at the end of the summer garden and what I have planted for fall. This garden is looking a little bit different than the last time you have seen it. We were able to get a ton of free compost from the county, and I just thought that measuring out some beds would really help me stay better on top of it, of like the weeds and stuff next year, and having really clear paths. I tried to do that without borders this year and it just didn't work for me. I didn't bother weeding. There's nothing here. I dug everything, or like everything is dug up or has died. And it's fall, like we're gonna get frost here really soon, so I just dumped the compost in to these beds. What is left in here is this beautiful sunflower. This little tomato guy is trying to give me a tomato, but I really don't think that's going to do anything before the frost gets it. I've been getting a couple of peas. That bean plant is pretty done for. And then I'm really excited for these pole beans, and hopefully I can get a good bit of beans before the frost gets here. I think I have about 3 weeks, so hopefully that's enough time for all of these little baby beans. And don't these look spectacular? I am so excited for these. This little trellis thing did work really well, except that I planted a plant by each of these spokes, but they actually converged on to one, like I guess two, but what am I trying to say? Half the plants over here all went up this spoke and the other half went over there. They didn't utilize this middle one or the sides at all, which I don't know, I just found funny. And they went all the way to the top, way higher than I can reach, but I'm really happy with those. In this container here, that pepper plant didn't do anything. Again, it was an extra. If you've been watching my garden tours, I didn't expect anything from that. It just couldn't stay in the house any longer. And then this is the best looking cucumber plant I had all year, and the frost is going to get it before it's able to do anything. It was my last ditch effort to plant a cucumber, and it grew really well. So next year, I think I will put a few cucumbers into little containers. This sunflower is looking amazing until yesterday. Emmett just wanted to see it and smell it, and he grabbed a hold of one of these big leaves and yanked it over to see. So now it's just hanging out like this, poor little guy. Pests have gotten this one pretty bad. I didn't even think it would open at all. That's a sad looking sunflower. And the other ones are all just puny, but some of them are starting to try and do something at least. Over here we can see some things that I planted for fall in my sad front garden with my peonies that got crushed by our roofing anyways. And this is done for. Emmett was digging in here and ripped out that cabbage. Now it's turning this like really lackluster color, even though I had stuck it back in really hoping it would be okay, but clearly it's just not. I did put beets in here first, and something munched all of them down to nothing. So I had this started inside. I just thought I'd plop it in here and see what happens, because cabbage would do pretty well until we got like a really solid hard freeze, which we won't for quite a while. I thought it would be okay, but turns out it's not. Then I put some radishes in this container. I have some in my actual garden bed too. I'll show you in a second. I just watered everything, so it's a little heavy with water, but I'll see if they do well in this little container. And then this cabbage is actually doing pretty well. This one I planted from seed in here a couple of weeks ago, and it seems to be doing pretty okay so far. Here are my two raised beds. Over there I had tried to do a pumpkin patch. Nothing happened, so I tore that out. I won't be showing that. These sunflowers have gotten so tall, but they haven't opened yet, and it is coming to the end of September. It's the 21st today. This one is almost 6 feet tall, I guess, and I'm so excited for that one to open. Something has been munching down my carrots. I did have much more than what is here now. I don't know if you can really see how much those have been eaten down. I did pick out a pest from where this breakage is on my pepper plant. I don't really know how this happened. Oh, look, yeah. It just fell off. This was where the one pepper I have harvested so far was. And I don't know. I'm going to look into how to overwinter peppers. I am in zone 5B. I don't know if it's possible to overwinter them within my garden bed in my zone, or if it's just going to be too cold. If not, I'll start them from seeds again. I don't get good sunlight in the house to transplant them to a container or a large pot and just have it kind of like a house plant over the winter. I don't think they'll do well in my house that way either. So let me know what you think down below. I definitely need to come in and do a lot of harvesting, but I wanted to film this quick little update while there was still some vegetables and stuff on the plants. But I don't know if you can see, like, these peppers are looking so good. I'm so proud of my peppers, and there are still some that are still little baby ones, and I'm excited for those. The tomatoes have done so well this year. I didn't have any of the blossom rot or whatever you call it. No pest damage. I'm so pleased with these Scotia tomatoes. Clearly you can see, like, there's a ton that are ripe, but again, I just wanted to film this video really quickly first. As this is a determinate variety, obviously they're in these little cages, and as soon as the tomatoes, it's not really focusing on this, were picked or harvested off of a certain stem, it has gotten really sickly looking and immediately drying up and dying off. You can kind of see here as well, but it still has healthy looking fruit on here. Oh, there is a little pest damage on this one. That's the first I have seen. So there's one remaining tomato on here to get ripe, and then this plant will be done. But yeah, I have had more tomatoes than I've known what to do with, and I'm so thankful for that. I did a roasted tomato with garlic and onion pasta sauce earlier this week, and it was incredible. I have been pulling out the bean plants as they've been withering. I need to do this one. There's my spare tomato plant. This beet looks like it's trying to be healthy and give me one beet, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I wasn't successful with beets at all this year. I again transplanted a little baby cabbage over here. I don't think it's going to have time to do anything, but it was just inside. My kale is getting crazy. My husband's actually going to bring one of these plants to a coworker in the morning because they love kale, and I was like, I have more than I can eat myself, but I am going to do kale chips. Let me know if you want a meal prep, like a weekly prep cooking type video from me, because I plan to do kale chips, banana bread, zucchini bread, hard-boiled eggs, and roasted tomato pasta sauce in a couple of days. So let me know in the comments down below if you want that to be a video. And then my heart officially broke the other day. I have been checking on this beautiful cabbage every single day because I've just been so impressed and my breath has been taken away by its beauty and watching it grow. I know that might sound so weird, but it's my first garden, and I've been enamored by the cabbage, more so even than the tomatoes maybe. And I have been checking on it every day. And then 2 days ago, I found 2 cabbage hornworm, whatever they're called, in there and full of eggs. So I rinsed it out, I sprayed it with soapy water, and then I Googled and it said to sprinkle cornmeal around, like around the bigger leaves and around the soil, because if the hornworms eat that, then they bloat and die before they make their way into the center. So I cleaned it out as best I could. Obviously it's like very tight in there. I picked out the hornworms, and I don't know if it's going to be good to eat. I don't know if it will continue to grow. It's like about the size of my fist as it is right now, but it's still looking pretty healthy. So I don't know, guys. That was such a sad day. So more things that I planted for the fall garden. I planted some spinach in here, and it looks like it keeps getting munched because the only one I really see is right here. That's a little disappointing. I did plant more beets here, and again, they're just not looking good. And then same with the lettuce. And lastly, my radishes are not looking that great either. Again, I'm dealing with some pest damage, which has been worse since the weather has cooled down than it was all summer. And the leaves are yellowing, though they get water and a lot of sunlight. I don't know. So that is everything in my garden right now, nearing the end of September. I hope to get a few more harvests of vegetables before the frost comes. Our estimated frost date is October 12th, I believe, but I feel like it stays warm longer than that. I'm in Nova Scotia, again, zone B, like I mentioned. I do need to get my tomatoes and peppers off their vines. They're ready, they're fine, and every day I leave them is just a risk of the pests getting them. Did you guys get firewood? That is so cute. They have been hard at work while I've been filming this garden tour. That's all I had to share with you guys. If you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up so that I know my husband is mocking me. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!